Okay. All right. So moving on because we don't have enough room on this hard drive to just be playing around with this lighting and the sound. Okay. So what's going on, everyone? For those of you who are watching on YouTube, I know you see the changes that I've made. I have long hair now. For those of you who don't know, and I think I've already said this on previous episodes, but anyway, I realize that not everyone knows, but I'm a hairstylist. But like I'm a licensed professional hairstylist. I practiced as a cosmetologist for quite a few years. I switch back and forth. I love that I have the ability to be long one day, short the next, medium length, whatever the hell I want to do. But anyway, so yeah, so for those of you who are not tuning in on YouTube, now if it makes you curious and you want to run to YouTube, feel free. Go ahead and go to YouTube. Take a look at, what I have going on. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in to episode number 3. Well, this is not episode number 3 because technically I already have some podcast episodes, but this is number 3 as for the revamp of the Mind, Body, and Boudoir podcast that if you are looking at on YouTube, is hosted on Catherine Cooper TV. And if you're tuning in on Apple, Spotify, wherever, and I do feel like a straight up celebrity when I see my show pop up on Spotify. I feel like super famous. Anyway, so I appreciate you all for tuning in. As I do these episodes, as I, do these podcasts, and yes, if you see my coffee mug, so for those of you also, like I'm just full of surprises, right? But my coffee mug says Course Creator Fuel, and I got this from Amy Porterfield. For those of you who don't know, like she's an amazing person that helps you figure out how to create your digital course and things like that. And so finally, after years of me wanting to create a course and just not 100% feeling the topic that I was creating, I finally have a topic and I'm creating a course this year. So it's in the making. I will tell you this, it's all about empowering women. That's what I do. I feel very much so connected to that. And so that's where we're going with that. So, yes, this is the coffee mug that she gave me when I signed up, with her to mentor me on how to create a course. I don't drink coffee. Sorry for all of you who are out there and you're like, oh my gosh, what? No, I don't drink coffee. I will drink coffee. I'm not against coffee. I like the taste of it, but it's not something I have to have. But I'm a tea drinker, hands down. So right now, what I'm drinking is my peach tea. And let's hope that it has enough sugar in it. Ooh, it does. It's so good. Ooh. You guys, this is I don't know how to say it, tea forte. Tea forte, and it's the peach tea. This tea is life. Okay, I got this tea when I was at a restaurant one time and I was feeling really bad. I was feeling sick and then I got nervous thinking it was COVID or something, but it wasn't. But I was feeling really down and the waiter he brought me this tea and I was addicted. Like I literally drank so much of it that I didn't even have room left for my meal. So I went and bought it myself. It's not, it's an awesome tea. It's like it's oh, it's just it just tastes so good. That's all I can say. So if you're interested in that and you want to know what I'm drinking, if you're listening, just try it, check it out. Okay. So anyway, moving on. So today I just went back and forth when it comes to my podcast. I like think of something and then I go for it. So today I wanted to talk about something that, believe it or not, was actually very hard for me to do. Looking in the mirror, which we all look in the mirror every day, but looking in the mirror and apologizing to myself and telling myself that I'm good enough. And just even thinking about it right now, it kind of makes me feel like, ooh, I'm definitely able to do it now, but it was something that was extremely hard for me. I know that sometimes you all can see me. You can see me online, and you can see me on here on YouTube. You can hear me talking through this podcast, and you can feel like, at least I can do that when I see other people. You can feel like, oh, this girl has it together, and I can look at people and think the same thing. And a lot of times, that's all I see. But I can tell you this: I'm human. Just like anyone else, I deal with insecurities. I have people that help me every single day move and grow. And so this is one of the things that I felt like may help someone out there. Last year, I don't want to get into specifics, but last year, there was a point in my life where I felt very hurt, I guess. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I just felt like I don't know, I was battling with like my self-worth, my self-esteem, and just really questioning a lot of things about myself. And I don't know, I was just at a place where I was just feeling really bad. Like I said, there were a lot of things going on with my business and in my personal life. And I just felt like, just really beating myself up. And for me, I do this whenever, like, I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker. I question myself like crazy about so much stuff. I guess because I don't feel like that word perfect exists, but I guess I just feel that way because I don't know. It's like I always want to check myself and make sure that I'm doing right by people and, and things like that. And so because of that, I can tend to bring myself down a lot. So, anyway, moving on. So, yes, last year I was, really at a place where I was just feeling down about myself. And I just, I'm going through all this overthinking and just, really, telling myself, oh, you could have did so much better. You could have did better when it comes to your business. You could have did better, when it comes to your personal life and, and taking care of yourself and just really just feeling down. And so what I did was I reached out to a coach, a life coach. I was just like super like I need to change something. And so I reached out to a life coach. I like went on to Google and I was like, if I can find one in my area that would be good. I just need someone that I can talk to. So I reached out and I found this life coach. And the very first exercise she had me do was to stand in front of the mirror. So she had me do this exercise, right? And so when I received the email and it was like, and it was, I think, titled something along the lines of a mirror exercise. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that's nothing. So part of this exercise was I had to stand in front of the mirror and I had to look at myself and I had to tell myself that I'm this may not be the exact thing, but because I still do this to this day, but then I'll share with you how I do it. But anyway, I had to look in the mirror and I had to tell myself that I forgave myself. I had to tell myself I'm proud of me because I had to, talk to myself and tell myself things, where I feel like I disappointed myself, where I feel like I'm going to do better. And so this sounds easy, right? This sounds easy. Like for some people, it may be nothing, right? To just stand in front of a mirror. But when I tell you, the very first question that I had to tell myself, I think it was just simply, I love you because. Y'all, it took me 20 minutes, probably a little over 20 minutes. It took me 20 minutes just to stare myself in the face and say that. It like really hits hard at me to even think about it. It took me 20 minutes and the mirror was right there in front of me. It took me 20 minutes just to get up the courage to stare at myself in the mirror and say to myself that I love you and that I forgive you. I felt so, at that time, I felt so I was just beating myself up so much. And to just look at myself and tell myself I love me and I forgive me. It was the hardest thing to do. And I realized that, wow, like it's hard for me to stare at myself in the mirror and say those words. Now, now, fast forward to today, it's totally different now. I'll tell you that right now. It's totally different now. However, I'm not perfect. I still have to do it. I still have to do it, and there are days when it's very hard to do it. But I told myself, sitting there and it taking me that long to look at myself, and I mean, I was just bawling, crying. I was just crying and crying and crying. Once I finally did look myself in the mirror and was able to say these things to myself. But it took me a minute, like I said, to stare at myself in the mirror and say that. And then I'm bawling, crying, probably during the entire exercise. I mean, I am just bawling, crying. It took so much for me to just stare at myself and just accept me and say that I'm good just as I am. I'm worthy of all the things that I want in my life. The reason why I say it's different now is because I've come to understand that I do, and so are you. All of you who are out there listening, you deserve everything that you envision that makes you happy. You need to understand that you are absolutely amazing and perfect as you are. I don't give a shit what no one else says, because here's the thing, like people, especially some people that may be close to you, they can say things to you and they can do things to you and like say things without even realizing it, right? Without even realizing, because I've done it. I've done it. Even when it comes to like my kids, now I have to tell myself a lot of times to, be very careful with the words that I say. I can say things that can legit alter the way they feel about themselves and make them doubt and overthink, like I think one day I was so upset with my son and I said something like, I think I was upset with him because of his classwork or something like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, do you want to just so is this going to be you? Like, are you just going to always work like a minimum wage job or something like that? I think that's what I said. I don't know. I don't remember. I think he was like doing bad in class, and then he still had his like little part-time job working at, Tom Thumb around the grocery store around the corner. And I just remember saying, like, is this what you want? Like, so just get ready to just build a life off of a Tom Thumb wage. I think I said it like that. And then a couple days later, I thought about it and I was like, oh, like, I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not, like I felt so bad because I was just like, first of all, making straight A's in school, let's just be honest, making straight A's in school and all that stuff, like, it doesn't always happen for every single kid. It didn't even happen for me, but that does not mean, that does not determine your future at all. That does not say that you're going to be like low earner, always struggling just because you don't do well in public school or, or something like that. And I had to think about it for a second. I was like, okay, what is it that I really wanted from him? What I really wanted was for him to try hard, not just give up on things. That's what I really want him to do. Just try hard. Even if it's not, not just in school, just period. Just try hard and don't give up on things. And so I had to go back to him and apologize. So anyway, I say all that to say that words that people say can affect you. And if you don't really think about it, if you don't stop and really think about it, you can make that become you without without even realizing that you made it become you, and then you get to a place like where I was, where you overthinking and you doubting and you questioning yourself, like, what is it about me? Why, what, like, am I this kind of person? Am I a negative person? Am I this? Like, you question yourself with so much stuff, like, is my business doing well? Like, why did that person leave me a bad review? Oh my gosh, like that is, that's so horrible. I'm such a bad person. And that's simply not it. That's just simply not the case. I'm the type of person where I let those things affect me. When I reached out to my life coach and she had me do that exercise, the more I did it, the more I began to tell myself, you know what? Fuck that. Like, you can make mistakes because guess what? The rest of the goddamn world makes mistakes too. Everyone makes mistakes. And the people that feel like they can tell you about you are basically telling you what their insecurities are and what their issues are. And they're putting that off on you, their fears and their insecurities. They're tossing that off on you because it's easier, right? Isn't it? Isn't it easier to tell somebody else, to judge someone else versus stopping and looking yourself in the mirror and telling yourself your own shit? Isn't it easier? And so I feel, and but I will tell you this, now since going through all this, like I'm definitely not here to tell someone else. I can give my opinion about things, but I make sure that people understand, like, hey, this is my just opinion. If you ask for it, I am not going to voluntarily offer any type of life advice to anyone unless it's something that you asking me for. When as I do this podcast, this is just me telling you my experiences and how I see things in life does not mean that everything I say applies to you. If you feel inspired in some kind of way, then congratulations. I really love that. But just understand that the things that I do in my life don't necessarily mean that you have to do this. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, you are this way or that way in any type of way, if that makes sense. Okay. So, anyway, moving on. Y'all, this tea is super good. Yes, I got my little plastic spoon over here because I couldn't find my other spoon. I didn't care. I just needed a spoon. Okay. I just needed a spoon because I have lip color on for this recording and I don't want it to go anywhere because I'm not getting up to reapply it. Okay. Mm. But this tea gives me like a boost. Mm. Whew. Okay. So, all right, moving on. So, anyway, I'm saying all that to say that be careful. Okay. Be careful. It's so very easy for us to get in a situation where people have made us feel a certain way and we start questioning ourselves and we're beating ourselves up. And before you know it, our self esteem is down here to the ground. And the ones that do it to us the most are the ones that are the closest to us. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel when it comes to certain things. Some of the times, the ones that are closest to us do it the most because we're comfortable. We're not putting on the show. We just like, we're not thinking about, our own insecurities or things like that. So we just, we do that to the ones closest to us. I've done it and I've had the ones closest to me do it to me. But anyway, so I say all that again to say that you are worthy of feeling loved. You are worthy of feeling happiness. You're worthy of feeling the absolute best about yourself, no matter what the situation is, no matter what you're going through right now. And when it feels like you literally have nothing else and you feel at your absolute lowest and you feel there is no possible way for me to keep going, that's when you need to keep going the most. That's when you feel like I can't even see the next day because it's just that hard. And I am speaking from experience, okay? You feel like I can't even see the next day because it's legit that hard. But you tell yourself, you know what? I'm not going to look for the next day. I'm just going to look for the next minute. I'm going to look for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to look for the next hour. And I'm going to make a conscious decision to look for positive. And so what I mean by that is this. I've had days sometimes where I can lay down and I can just feel like, oh my gosh, the world is crumbling around me. Like I cannot see how I'm supposed to get out of this. I cannot see how I'm supposed to move forward because it's just way too much on me right now. And I can sit there and I can lay in that bed, right? I can just say, screw it. Let me lay here in this bed and, I don't give a shit what happens, the hell with like the emails, the business, the school calling or just whatever the case may be, I can sit there and I can lay in that bed and just say, I'm just gonna hide up under these covers. And because you know what? Mentally, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and I just don't want to move forward. But the thing is that whenever you do decide to get up, that shit is still gonna be there, or you let something else take over and fix it. But what I'm saying is that when you're laying there and you're just like, I don't feel like I just want to hide up under here, that shit is gonna be there when you finish. And then if it's not there, then the shit came crashing down for no reason. For no reason. It's hard in the moment, and sometimes you just simply cannot see past that moment. But if you tell yourself, let me stop trying to figure out what the big picture is going to look like. Let me just take the next minute. Let me just take the next 5 minutes. Let me just take the next hour and move forward, even though everything in me wants to stay right here. Let me just take the next few minutes and just move forward. And you just hold on to that. And you guys, I swear this is truly how I felt last year. Okay. I felt very down. I felt like I can't keep going like this. I don't have an answer. I can't figure it out. My entire world is crumbling around me. And one day, yes, I know some of you are probably like, but why? Why would you think that way? It's just, so much stuff that was going on around me. I'd opened up a new business and, just all kinds of stuff. And, and one day I'll, be able to dive deeper into that. I'm still in my, I'm still going through my, journey. And I'm always going to be going through it, but I'm just not ready yet to tell everything. But anyway, there's many situations that can cause anyone to feel that way. And so what I realized is that when I would take those steps, right? Let me just make it through this minute. Let me just make it through this next 10 minutes. But as I'm going, I refuse to say, okay, let me lay here in this bed. Me saying, let me just take the next minute. Let me just take the next 10 minutes. Let me just take the next hour. That was me saying, let me get up and answer these emails. Let me get up and go to the gym. Let me get up and stand in front of that mirror and say, you're worth it. Let me get up and just walk down the stairs and get in front of my computer. Let me just move forward. And I kid you not. Okay, so that was last year, right? Fast forward now, here it is. We're at the end of February. When I tell you, I am so happy that I decided to do that because I look back and I tell myself, damn, like I don't even feel that way anymore. I don't even have those feelings anymore. Like all of that shit that was making me sad and all that, I don't even feel that way. Don't that's not even me anymore. But wow, how horrible would it have been if I gave up then? How horrible would it have been if I just gave up, didn't answer those emails, said screw it, cancel all my photo shoots, forget it. I don't want to, figure out my podcast and start it back up again. I don't want to get on TikTok and make a video. And by the way, I'm going to tell you all how getting up and doing TikTok, I'm pointing at my phone, but how getting up and doing TikTok, the results that I got from doing that. I look back and I just say, wow, like I don't even feel that way anymore. And look at what I've accomplished because of it. I got up and I actually did those things. And I look back and I'm so proud of myself. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of myself for getting up and pushing through and making things work. I have wonderful clients that I continue to see. I've started my wonderful podcast back up. Keep moving forward. Take little small steps and just move forward and just do it. Just try. I started my TikTok faithfully. I had 300 followers at the beginning of January, something like that. January 7th, I decided, even though I was going through my BS, I was going to go ahead and make my TikTok videos. And I consistently did it, even though I didn't feel like it. And now here I am, February 27th, and I have over 10,000 followers. And when I look back at what I was going through, and I see how I pushed through it, and now I'm not in that same place again at all. And to see that I pushed through it and I am where I am right now, it's the best feeling in the world. So you all, please get out there. Go out there, stand in front of that mirror, get up, keep taking that 1 minute forward, 10 minutes forward, 1 hour forward. Just move forward. You don't have to worry about what the entire goddamn day looks like. You don't have to worry about what tomorrow looks like. You don't have to worry about what the next month and year looks like. Just move forward today. Just move a little bit today, but move in the direction towards the life you want. Don't you dare sit there and allow your current circumstances and situation to become you. Get up and move forward towards the life that you want. Just take that 1 minute, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, and just move towards it, because you're going to look up and you're not going to be there in that same place again. But if you don't move towards the life you love, when you're not feeling like that anymore, you still gonna be hard on yourself, because you're gonna realize you let all the time go by and you didn't take a chance on yourself and move forward. And I'm speaking from my experience, and I'm also speaking from what I currently have to tell myself every single day. Every single day I have to say, just move forward. Just move forward and just do it. Right now, I currently have so much stuff that I can be doing. So much stuff. I have emails that I need to answer. I have client orders that need to go out. So much stuff. But this is so important to me. This is so very important to me. So you know what? I got up, I put all the negative talk to the side, and I pressed the record button. Okay? Because my ultimate mission is to help so many women, not just with one little photo shoot that I do. My goal is to help as many women as I can to feel and understand their self-worth, to get to to get to a point to where no one makes you feel like you less than or question the person that you are. You were sent here as the unique person that you are. There is no one else that can compare to you. No one else. I don't give a shit if they're if they're a twin, they're standing right beside you. And I think I've said this in other episodes. They can be standing right beside you, a twin, an exact duplicate of you, but at the end of the day, they're still standing beside you. They are not you. You are your own unique person. There is no one that can tell you what your recipe for life is, because that's not their life. They can only tell you their recipe for life. You have your own. So keep moving forward towards what you envision. Don't let anyone tell you that it's crazy. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Don't wait on anyone to tell you that you need to do it. Take the time to stop and think about what you want and move forward with that. Take that 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, just move towards it. Write your plan out for life. Move towards your plan. Do not let anyone tell you anything about you, because that's just their own fears and insecurities, and that's just the way they view life. That's not you. So keep moving towards what you love and get in that mirror, do those exercises, get up every single day, tell yourself that you love you. Tell yourself you're worth it. All right. I'm out here, and girl, drink some tea. Okay. Drink some tea. Oh my God. You don't have to drink this kind, but I'm telling you, drink some. I don't know what it does to the brain, but it just makes it better. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm out of here. You all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.